Welcome back. In this video we're going to discuss how to create functions in Go. So let's open up our text editor that we're using. Let me center that and we'll get rid of what we've been working on before. And so the first function we're going to create is a function to convert Celsius to Fahrenheit temperatures. So we're going to call this function C to F. Our parameter is going to be a temperature of float 64 type, and our return value is going to be a float 64 type also. So that's what we'll call the function signature. Our function itself is simply going to convert the temperature using the typical Celsius to Fahrenheit formula, and that's pretty much it. So it's a one-liner function. So we're going to write a loop that's going to go through several Celsius temperatures from -10 to +10, and then display those values. So let's do a little work here. Excuse me a moment while I type. And then here's our function call. Just like that. Let's close off our loop. Save our program. Give it a moment to compile here. Taking just a little bit longer. Oh, there we go. And there's all of our temperatures. Our test temperature will be 0 Celsius is 32 degrees Fahrenheit. So that all looks very good. Let's look at one more example that uses two parameters this time. So let me bring my test program back up for you. There it is. We'll get rid of the solve function and get rid of this old main program. We're going to create a function called maximum. It's going to take two integer values, whoops, not there, and it will return the largest of the two. Oops. So then in our main program, we'll create a couple of variables. Oops. Then prompt for the second number. Then we'll call maximum with our two values. Whoops. And then let's write out the result. Save our program. Give it a moment to compile. First number will be 45, second number will be 78, and then we see that 78 is the larger of the values 45 and 78. So there's some examples of a 1 and 2 parameter function. And just to go over one other type of function in this short video, let's look at a what we used to call a void function, or what is called a void function in other languages like C++. We'll just say it's a valueless returning function. So let me clear out all my code from the last example. Oops. Get a little space there for you. There you go. So this is a little function that's going to print hello. So we'll prompt the user to enter their name. And then we'll call the greeting with the name, just like that. And let's run our program. Let's say it's Bartholomew. And there we go. So as you can see, Go functions are very similar to other types of functions. Now I'm going to show you one very interesting little thing that you can do with functions before we end this video. You can return multiple values from functions in Go, which is different than most languages. So let me demonstrate that with a little swap program. So what I'm going to do is, let me set it up here in main first. Do a little bit different this time. So I'm going to create two variables, assign values. Oops. And we're going to call the function and I'll just copy this line to use it again. And so then in my function itself, so notice what I did. My parameter list looks very common, two integer parameters, val1 and val2. But my return value is a combination, like a tuple, of two values, int and int. And then notice the return statement, I simply return val2 first before val1, and then we're going to store val2 is going to come in through here and be stored there. Val1 is coming in through there, through that, and will be stored there. So watch what happens. Let's save that. Clear the screen. Run the program. Oops. What did I mess up? Let's go see. Always interesting when I make little mistakes. So line 12. Oh, I see what I forgot to do. Very simple. Left off my closing quote. Try that again. Sorry about that. But as my policy, I leave my errors in so that you can see them. There we go. So let's bring that result up with the code. And so you can see now swap, which used to involve references or pointers and an extra temporary variable, in Go can be done very simply by just returning the two variables to swap. Just replace their order or switch their order around and return both variables. So that wraps up this video lesson on functions in Go. Thank you very much, and I will see you in the next lesson.